that intend to take food out of the mouths of children. With that, I yield back.
Thank you, Ms. Thank you, Ms. Hayes. Mr. Casar, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Good afternoon. So in this terrible Republican budget bill, we're talking about saving money by cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. But then when we actually look at the bill about who's taking a cut, well, of course, we are cutting taxes for billionaires, but the people who are taking a cut is a person with a disability who will lose their health care because we say, well, you've got a disability, but it's not quite bad enough, or you didn't fill out this piece of paper. Or we're cutting the $6 a day in food assistance to a child because now you're 8 years old, not 7 years old, so you don't need it anymore. You kidding me? When folks think about waste, fraud, and abuse, we aren't talking about these Americans. If you want to see waste, tens of billions of dollars get milked by big pharma every year off of the taxpayer and the Medicare Advantage program. We could be getting tens of billions of dollars from them. Or if you want to talk about fraud, we could be talking about the billionaires who hide their money in offshore accounts that we should be going after. Or if you want to talk about abuse, this bill that's supposed to be saving money has $25 billion in it for Trump's Golden Dome project. That recently was reported the person most likely to get that money is Elon Musk. So while he's in the White House playing with the president, this bill is sending potentially $25 billion to Elon Musk. When we talk about waste, fraud, and abuse, we should be looking at those folks with lots of power who are milking the taxpayers, not the biggest Medicare cut in American history or the biggest Medicaid cut in American history. So come on, y'all. So one of the amendments I've proposed is pretty simple. Let's say if a federal court finds that Elon Musk abused his power to be able to route money to himself, then we could save ourselves billions of dollars by automatically canceling out these billionaire tax cuts and the billions of dollars in contracts that Elon Musk has. If nobody on this panel thinks that Elon Musk hasn't been abusing his power, then we could just put this amendment in order and take it to a vote. If Elon Musk is found to have abused his power, we can save ourselves a whole bunch of money. And as if that isn't enough of the heart of the hypocrisy here, the Republican Party that campaigned on saving people money, one, is talking about saving billionaires money with their tax cut, and two, in this bill, they're going to jack up the premiums on health care for the people that rely on the marketplace for their health care. And so I will hand the mic over, yield my time to any of my Republican colleagues that want to address the amount of money that their tax-paying citizens are going to have to pay in increased premiums for their health care. If anybody wants to mention, we have the numbers, everybody here has the numbers, how much your constituents are going to have to pay more every year in health care because of this bill. I don't know the numbers for my district. It's going to be a 50% increase, over $400 in my district. And that's actually not even close to how much in many of the Republican districts there's going to be an increase. I would yield the mic.
I think we're 78% in my district.
78% in Mr. McGovern's district. Maybe none of the Republican members want to mention it, but the Republican gentleman from New York, there would be a 44% increase, $2,000 a year hit to his constituents in their health care costs. The distinguished gentleman from Virginia, his constituents would face an increase in $770 a year in their health care premiums. The distinguished Republican chairwoman of this committee, a 60% increase in health care premiums, and that's on average. The distinguished Republican congresswoman here from Minnesota was recently told here by the committee on the budget that a 60-year-old couple with a joint income of $85,000 a year in her district would see an $11,000 a year increase in their costs while we're giving tax cuts to billionaires. And what bothers me the most is that we want to hide it. Nobody wants here to talk about the fact that they're jacking up insurance costs on their own constituents while giving a billionaire a tax break. Nobody on the Republican side pushing this bill wants to have an in-person town hall and look their constituents in the face and explain to them why they want to hand Elon Musk another $25 billion contract, while jacking up your health insurance costs, not just by hundreds, but by thousands of dollars. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Casar. Ms. Williams, you're recognized for 5
Thank
minutes.
you, Chairwoman Fox, Ranking Member McGovern. Y'all, this meeting started at 1 a.m. and has been going through the entire night, morning, and now day. We're considering one of the most harmful bills to ever come before the House, cutting health care from 14 million Americans, taking food from the mouths of hungry children, seniors, and veterans.